Hey, just Jay here, and it's day 218 of the Bearded Brace Face. I wasn't planning on doing a vlog today, but then this happened. This is how my bandages often look. All you need is a little bit of duct tape and a little bit of toilet paper. This just happened like a half hour ago, and it was bleeding and throbbing pretty bad. And how did I get it? The culprit is this guy. In a previous vlog, I talked about how I wanted to get more into drone racing or FPV racing, and I took the plunge and bought this little drone. In FPV racing or drone racing, there's several different sizes of quadcopters. Some people like to call them multi-rotors, some people will call them quadcopters or hexacopters or whatever. That refers to the number of blades it has. So 4 blades is a quadcopter. Hexacopter is hexa, meaning 6. Multi-rotor just means anything that has multiple rotors. In the beginning, a lot of people tried to avoid the term drone because it was so politically charged. The thought was using the word drone would make people afraid, and then it would cause all sorts of laws to go into place, and we can see that's kind of already happened. Most people, I think, have just given up and they call them drones. Kind of like how people call those hands-free Segways hoverboards when they're not hoverboards at all. It just happens. It's the term people are used to, so I'm going to call this a drone. If you look at this thing, there's not a whole lot of places to grab that the blades won't get you. Really, you got to make sure you grab right here, right in the middle, right at the top, and then you'll be clear of any blades that are spinning. So this landed in some tall grass, so I needed to pick it out of the tall grass to get it flying again. I'm smart enough to know to keep the throttle down all the way when I go to grab this so that the blades don't spin and cut me. Unfortunately, this time when I reached down, I grabbed too far up front. When I leaned forward, my shirt hit the throttle and it just sent the propeller spinning like crazy, just nailed my finger. These blades spin extremely fast and are not very soft. So it cut real deep into my finger, just took a big chunk out of my thumb, and it just started bleeding. So I quickly stuck it in my mouth. Whenever I cut myself, I always stick it in my mouth and blow really hard to try to get the blood to clot as soon as possible. I went over to my Jeep, grabbed some toilet paper, slapped it on there, and then wrapped my thumb in duct tape. Then with that taken care of, I went to fly a little bit longer. This, compared to any other drone I've ever flown, is super squirrely. And it's not like uncontrollably squirrely, it's just so fast and zips all over the place. Most drones that you fly will tilt maybe about that much. This one tilts at extreme angles, and if you push the stick all the way to the side, you can get it to do flips. So I was doing flips forward and backwards and then doing rolls from side to side. Super fun, way sketchier to fly than anything else I've flown. I can tell that if I get really good at flying this, everything else is going to be a breeze. To add insult to injury, when I drove to the park to fly this, I went to close my door and realized the whole locking mechanism on the door on my Jeep had just ripped out. The actual metal in the door just had cracked around the bolts and popped out. So now I need to get a new door for my Jeep. So within the space of 30 minutes, I drove to the park, cut my thumb open and took a big chunk out of it, and broke the door on my Jeep. As I drove back home, I just kind of laughed at myself thinking that 30 minutes ago, I didn't have any of these problems. Luckily, it's just the thumb and a door, and both grow back. So now I'm going to take this apart. If you're squeamish, I don't know how bad this is going to look. It may look super wimpy, and then, you can make fun of me and say, oh, you barely got cut. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this off and put an actual bandage on it. Not that this is a bad bandage. This is a premium bandage. But I think I'll put something on it that's a little bit less durable. It is pretty tender. So the blade just came in and cut all the way down and took a big chunk out of my finger. I'm amazed that it stopped bleeding. Definitely wrapped it really tight. My battery's about to die, so as always, hope this wasn't horrible.